my scaredy cats, my name is Kip from Scaredy Cat Gaming, and we are in... Hi my scaredy cats, my name is Kate. Hi my scaredy cats, my name is Kate from Scaredy Cat Gaming, and we are back in with Empty Head. Hi my scaredy cats, my name is Kate from Scaredy Cat Gaming, and we are back in with Empty Head. Now we had left off with these 5 little piggies, and we were going to leave and see what we can find. Chris, I wanted to ask you. Don't you think we should get back to Mr. Baker first? It'll only take a minute. Trust me. Okay, I'm listening. Tell me more about your job. As you've probably read in my diary, I've stopped being an artist for a while. Yeah, I've also read about your reaction. Why did you lie to me? You told me that you had some business to do, which contradicts the fact that you've stopped working as an artist. I'm sorry, White Fox. Where are we? This is my parents' house. Actually, it's been left to me in their will. Of course, many of the rooms aren't real. How's that possible? I saw 2 change figures. For a few seconds, I saw a woman and a little girl where Earl was resting. But I wasn't able to see them clearly. My instincts tell me they're related to Harold. Or Harold. I'm gonna say Harold. Oh, so you saw them too? I wasn't able to pay close attention, but I did catch her words. If they are really related to Mr. Baker, they might be his wife and daughter. Why did you want to kill yourself? Sorry, I know this is a sensitive subject. I just wasn't prepared for what I was about to see. White Fox, please don't cry. The real problem is, even if you read my diary, it doesn't give you the right to make decisions in my life. You know nothing about me. If it wasn't for the moment of weakness, I wouldn't be here talking to you. How can I stop crying when you keep yelling at me like this? I know we barely know each other, but I could never leave you to die. I could never leave anyone to die. Put yourself in my shoes. What would you have done in my place? I've always loved art for a particular reason. People were focused on what I used to draw and not on me. Since I was little, I had this strange fear of being watched, observed, or stared at. And I don't just mean strangers. I was even scared of the looks from my own parents. I've tried to fight this situation over time. I became famous and my fans' faces made me happy. You know the rest of my story. You can't even imagine how hard it was for me to look at you in the eyes, White Fox. So that's why... excuse me. So that's why he tried to kill himself from behind. It's funny, really. We barely know each other, but I'm seeing something different in you. Something that I've never seen in other people. What are you talking about? You can hide from yourself. You are hiding a lot of things from your past, am I right? For example, your real name. I forgot my real name due to... Forgot? I think you wanted to forget. I'd like to know what happened to you, if you don't mind. I started working as a model when I was 16. My family was going through financial crisis, and the only way to help them was to start working. My career as a model wouldn't just help my parents with finances, it would also help me to accept my body. What's wrong with your body? Anyways, my coworker never liked me. To their eyes, I was just insecure and a big crybaby. One day they decided it would be funny to point all the spotlights in the place of which we were all parading at the time, where I was, to be specific. I can imagine how it felt. The audience was looking at me as if I was some circus act. I couldn't believe it. I ran away in tears while my coworkers were all laughing at me. I lost my job because of them. I was on every newspaper. The trauma caused me a fear of the light. After losing my job, my parents didn't want me to come back home. They thought my reaction made the entire situation even worse. I decided to change my identity to forget the past. After 5 years, I finally found a new manager. I told him everything. He hired me with a new name, White Fox. For my own choice, he didn't let me communicate a lot with the outside world. Unfortunately, I haven't seen him for about 7 months. After we managed to find Mr. Baker's kids, would you like to work for me? I've never worked as a manager, but it could be fun. Huh? White Fox, I promise I will do everything to help you. And please, don't underestimate your body. Thank you. He really just can't make people comfortable at all. We should go. These damn mirrors again. White Fox don't be nervous. Scopophobia, also known as is a fear of being stared at. It varies severally from person to person. Some people are afraid only when a stranger stares for a long period of time, while others fear even passing eye contact with a friend. It is often, though not always, associated with other social phobias unrelated. The fear may worsen over time. Wait a minute, don't tell me. What's wrong, White Fox? Nothing, let's go. Their fears are the stupidest things I've heard of. But I cannot ignore them, as long as they are related to him. Huh? A bathroom? Chris, how about you wait for me outside? The bathroom looks a bit small for the two of us. I won't be long. I just have to make sure that there's nothing suspicious happening. Hidden. Of course. The bathroom didn't look that small to me. If she was hoping to use it as an excuse to use the toilet, she could directly say it. Huh? Oh, you should be Mr. Baker's daughter. Huh? My name is Sarah. Who are you? I'm Christopher, a new friend of your father's. I don't trust his friends. May I know why? Harold isn't the person who he claims to be. What was that? Sarah, don't run away. Everything will work out. Whatever happened will happen between the two of you. You don't need to rush it. All wounds heal over time. I still don't want to forgive Dad, but I want to trust you. Well, that's something. Mom? Wait. I'm sorry, White Fox. No. Knock on the door. I have to follow Sarah before she gets out of my sight. Knock on the door! Don't be stupid! Knock on the door, be like, hey, yo, saw something, I'm gonna go check it out. And then leave. Hey, leave her alone. You couldn't do anything to save her. Christopher, now isn't the time to lose it. You have a little girl to follow. Go away. We hate him. Psycho. Broken glass. I better not step on it. Look at that. A photo. Is this Mr. Baker? It probably taken a few years ago. It was probably taken a few years ago. Oh, they all look so happy. And the little girl looks so cute. Hmm. They're covered in blood. Covered in blood. Can I go back and... I don't want to go back. What do you mean you don't want to go back? Oh my god, I would want to go back. Are you kidding me? It's pitch black. Sarah, if you're here, say something. I'll try and find you. What? Stop staring at me. Now isn't the time for hesitation. I must continue my research for everyone's sake. I don't like this. This is weird. Christopher? Sarah, is that you? Yes, it's me. Why are you covering your eyes? It's a long story. Tell me what happened. I thought I heard my mom screaming, but I was wrong. A strange voice that I heard before. It couldn't have been Sarah. Sarah, if you've already checked this room, I think we can... No! I have something to show you, Christopher. It's in this room. It's actually important. I wonder what it could be. Okay, Sarah. You're still covering your eyes. Would you mind walking me to it? Sure. Here we are. What is it? It's a fable. It's the same one my dad bought for me and Thomas. Would you like to read it? There's just the final chapter. I'm sure I'll be able to understand it. Story of the close-knit family. The poor dolphin was so desperate that he wasn't even able to focus. The pain he felt in that moment was indescribable. He'd never been alone before. He couldn't imagine how horrible loneliness might be. Go on. Time passed and his parents were still gone. Suddenly, the little dolphin saw something in the distance. The little dolphin swam fast as he could. He finally reached his destination. The only destination you should always keep fighting for. The one that can always shut down the loneliness inside us. Family. Sarah, don't you think you should take it with you? As you've already said, it's an important memory for you. Me and my brother, we fell like the little dolphin. Alone. Christopher, let's get out of here. Of course, Sarah. Thank goodness my arms are getting ready to fall off. Okay, so what the hell is going on? It's a hat with a purple ribbon. It's a hat with a green ribbon. It's a hat with a white ribbon. It's a white dress. It looks more like a gray dress. It's a pink dress. Yep. It's a blue dress. No, blue dress. A mannequin. That's a mannequin? Starting from the top dress, the mannequin as in the painting, but be careful. You won't be able to change your choice. You only have one chance. Obtained white dress. Starting from the top. Yep, this looks like this one. Do you want to put it dress? White. I'm not doing that. He's doing that. Did I get it wrong? I got it wrong. How did I get it? It looks exactly like the picture. How did I get it wrong? Am I supposed to do the hat first? Hat. White. There's a sheet of paper inside the pocket of the dress. We'll wait for you in Devon's room. I have a bad feeling about this. Yeah, me too, but you know, it's whatever. It's stuck. Got nothing to say about that? Really? Nothing? Nothing at all. This should be the exit. Should be. Christopher or White Fox? Are they going to the inn as well? Sorry, spastic saver. This is a picture of us. This photo was taken 4 years ago. We were all happy at the time. Laura was so kind and thoughtful. She always had a smile on her face. Her smile was able to warm my heart, but in this photo I can see the insecurity in her eyes. I haven't been the perfect husband. Sarah was only 2 in this photo. She loved being held in my arms. It was one of the things she really enjoyed. She hates me now. Thomas has always been a little shy. He's never liked group shots because they make him feel uncomfortable. I've always wanted him to be a lawyer like me, but he never wanted to listen. I shouldn't have objected so much in his decisions. I stopped drinking when Laura was pregnant with Thomas, but I started again over time. Let the piano play itself to open the box. Press one of the buttons to activate the piano and repeat its notes. Okay. Cool. Obtained a key. Obtained the end key. Okay, well, let's keep going because I have a feeling that I'm close to the end. And I'll just use the key that I found in the box. If I'm not close to the end, then I'll just beyond this door. I still don't know what to expect. It's time to settle the score. Choose wisely. Your answers will determine the ending. Okay. What do you mean, choose wisely? Glad you finally showed up, Mr. Baker. Well, I'm pretty sure there's 3 endings. There's probably a good ending and a bad ending. Or not 3, 2 endings. There's probably a good ending and a bad ending. Glad you finally showed up, Mr. Baker. Are you? Are you really? I never told you my name. You can likely imagine who told me. Can you explain what's going on? Shh. There's no need to get so worked up. Christopher White Fox, why are you guys here? I invited them. Do you have a problem with that? We are more important than you might think. Okay, so I have 3 options. Oh, there must be 3 endings then. Well, this whole time he just wanted to see his kids, so let's go with this one. I just want to see my kids. Where are my kids? So you are still interested in finding them? Of course, I'm here because of them. I thought they were... Everything has its time, Mr. Baker. I would like to ask you, who do you think is involved in your kid's disappearance? Oh no, Oh, I feel like if I get something wrong, all this is gonna go bad. I feel, you know, this whole time he thought that he was the one that was behind all this. I have a feeling that I'm the one that's involved, so I'm involved. Don't tell me. Oh, have you figured it out? I had some flashbacks. Flashbacks about events I don't actually remember. Unfortunately, they didn't help me remember anything. It's as if my head was empty. That's why we're here, Mr. Baker. We have always been there for you. To get you to understand. You don't remember most things you've done because of your pulse to drink. It was just a little habit of mine. Drinking helped me to not think about a lot of things. For example, how much of a failure I was as a lawyer. Somehow I managed to forget about Mika's husband's death, even if it didn't concern me. You were hoping that this trip would help you understand everything. Marcus, Alice. It's all connected. But why didn't you tell me from the beginning? We didn't know how you'd react. But mostly with your current state, we didn't know if we could trust you. You might not have figured it out, but alcohol made you a horrible person. How am I supposed to believe you? You mentioned that in court today. You mentioned a problem. The judge couldn't imagine that you were an alcoholic. After all, only your family knew. If you don't believe me, look in the mirror. I don't have a choice. He's looking in the mirror. What? It was me all this time. Do you get it now, Mr. Baker? You are your own nemesis. What should I do now? You should be the one to decide. What? What do you mean I should be the one to decide? I don't even understand. I mean, I understand what's happening and I understand what happened. I just want to see my wife and children again. It's the only thing that matters to me. Oh, Earl, I knew. Hold it right there. We can't trust him. You both know what he did. Don't say that. Don't let him affect you from what he's saying. He's obviously lying so he can get away with it. Sarah? Nothing gets past you, does it? Or maybe I should call you Dad. I don't get too many weird thoughts. I'm just the embodiment of your daughter. Maybe by your mind. This world was created by your own guilt. The only real person here is you. Just me? So even my children aren't created by you? That's right. Your real family is still in your house, Mr. Baker. Even you are? Yes. Each of us has experienced the same fears and feelings as your kids and wife. Mr. Baker, your son, as shy and immature as he could be, spending time with you made him feel unaccepted. He was scared of the eyes of his own father, the same red eyes from all the drinking, and the same eyes that lashed out against him. We had a chance to meet them, but somehow they refused us. They did it because you are Mr. Baker's allies. That's true. Sarah hesitated when I told her about my friendship with Mr. Baker. But in the end, she believed in me. What are you saying? And she isn't the only one. I still believe him. Nonsense. What about Thomas? He ran away. I'm sure he still hates his father. No, you're wrong. Thomas willfully showed me the way. He wanted me to run into Christopher. That's right, White Fox. Thomas was encouraging us. He was the first one who wanted Mr. Baker to discover the truth. Mr. Baker, do you remember when you hit your wife with a bottle of wine? What are you talking? Susan, don't do it. Mr. Baker doesn't need to remember the past. Chris is right. Earl already regrets what he did, even if he doesn't remember all of it. You're right. I don't need to remember the past. All I'd be doing is feeding my guilt. Susan, please. I'm no longer the same man as before because of you. That's why I just want to thank you. Mr. Baker, Sarah's anger for you. It was your anger for Mr. Devon. The same shared by her daughter. Harold, I know. You're Laura. Or at least you were the unhappy and insecure Laura. And it was my fault that she felt that way. But it's because of you that I'm here now. I would never have had the strength to do any of this if it weren't for you. Mr. Baker, I think it's time for you to return to your family. Don't you think? Don't worry. Are you guys sure that I'm ready? Of course. Then this is goodbye. Don't forget about us, Mr. Baker. Thank you, Mr. Baker. Without you, we would never been able to find forgiveness in ourselves. And we'd have kept living in this beyond madness limbo. I can finally say that I'm happy. And I think you guys should be too. You're right, Mr. Baker. What I did to you is just horrible. But I know we can move on. You're right. You ready to start your life again, Mr. Baker? Thanks for everything, guys. I hope to see you again one day. For a reason that doesn't concern all this. Okay, this is gonna be a really long episode, and I feel bad for it. Okay, what's this? Our photo. Obtain frame photo. Welcome back to the real world. And they're there. I want to see my children. I just went and... Oh. I'm so happy to see you again. Okay, cool. I'm so happy to see you again. Good. Okay, you saw him. Let's go. It's so good to be back. We'll be happy again, just like we used to be. It's a promise. True ending. A new beginning. Cool! What is this? Bonus room. In this room, there are all the fan arts of Empty Head. A big thanks to everyone who decided to participate. A mysterious white fox. These are all really cute. Aww. Oh, that's really good. A realistic Arnold. Oh, Sierra. That's terrifying. A cute Thomas. Cool! Alright, I wanted to see if I could get a bad ending, but I'm running out of time, so I can't. I might do it in like a little extra thing. This is already gonna be really long. I'm gonna edit out some things so it won't be so long. But yeah. This was really cool. I liked it. I liked the idea. Although there were some wording, like, there was some weird wording things that, like, they should be fixed. Like, instead of them saying they, it was like them. Or like, instead of it being, I'm trying to think of an example. I can't think of any right now. But yeah, other than that, this was really good and I really enjoyed it. So I'm gonna end this episode here. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, hit that like button. And if you'd like to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, I'll put the links in the description below. Until next time, my scaredy cat. Bye bye!